Creative Visualisations from Conception to Beyond is a podcast from a book I wrote many years ago, back in 2012. The podcast is divided into 10 parts, providing information on the use of creative visualisations to assist the dying process, meditation in children, meditation in the unborn child. It explores breath work, chakras, colour, relaxing the body, weight loss, muscle gain, yoga nidra, religion and meditation. Anyone can benefit from creative visualization, from conception to beyond. I hope you enjoy. My path. A little about me and how this book came into being. I grew up in a very supportive surroundings with a great family. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I left high school at a young age. I had always had a dream of having my own business and was fortunate enough to become one of the youngest ceramic teachers in Australia at the age of 17 and started my business in the ceramics industry with the support of my family, partner and friends. Some years later I got married and had 2 wonderful children, all the while running my business. The business became very successful and every year grew in size. I became somewhat of a workaholic along the way. Maybe it was the Aryan in me. I learnt you can't burn a candle at both ends indefinitely. I found myself juggling my time, working constantly, while bringing up a family, and sleep was something I didn't factor into the equation. Eventually I started to have health problems and spent some time in hospital. Along with this I suffered a deep depression. How could this be? I had always dreamt of having a successful business and had achieved my dream. Some years later I did some research into depression and those that had reached their goals. I found that many people suffered depression after reaching their dream goal. It's almost as if the mind says, well, what's next? If there is no next, because the goal has been achieved, the mind can become lost. My mind had become lost. I did not know what the next goal was. Along with losing my mind, I had lost my business. You see, when you are a workaholic, you cannot expect that of others. Depression affects each of us in different ways, and so too do some of the medications prescribed. I had always been physically active up until my depression, involved in acrobatics, dance of many forms, weight training, boxing, gymnastics and yoga. A year of being very depressed and prescribed antidepressants had increased my weight. I had gained nearly 25 kilo. One of the doctors I was seeing had suggested that meditation could be a helpful tool to use to combat depression. Meditation is what inspired me to be able to have the energy to lose weight and made me able to visualize myself as an active, healthy being once again. By using meditation, I was able, within a short period of time, to come off my antidepressant medication with the okay from my doctor. It was time to get on with life again. I found I had to take a new career path. The career path I chose was nursing, and even though I had left school at the age of 15, I decided to go to university to study nursing. I achieved a Bachelor of Nursing and then did further study to gain a graduate diploma in social sciences, counselling. I have practiced meditation ever since and not looked back. I still sometimes get depressed, but manage it with meditation. My inspiration to write this book started when I attended the Parliament of World Religion. I listened to many speakers on the topic of meditation and creative visualization and realized that I had something different to offer people. that my experiences should be shared. I came away from that experience and started to teach what I called body and mind stretch classes. I feel we need a holistic approach, that an individual needs to stretch the body as well as the mind. I believe that meditation is beneficial throughout life. It can be practiced from a young age through to our last breath. Through my nursing career, I have been privileged to have been able to assist many individuals in their last moments of life. So this book will start at the end, so to speak, instead of the beginning, or some may view it as the other way around. Meditation takes on many forms. Some meditations focus on going within to find peace and solitude. You may focus on a mantra or a sound such as a singing bowl, and these types of meditation are undeniably beneficial to the body and mind. For the beginner to search within and quiet the mind without a creative visualization to follow can be very difficult. Many people find that initially meditation is not an easy practice. So this book focuses on creative visualizations to assist to train the mind and give another mode of enjoyment to life whilst benefiting on a holistic level. The book will also cover some informative aspects and different ideas to provide information and assist with the visualization process. After mastering the techniques, the rest will be up to the individual to decide which type of practice they wish to incorporate into their lives. Part 1. The dying experience. My path had led me to work as a hospice nurse. This is a nurse that looks after terminally ill individuals. It was not long before I realized that creative visualization had a place here. I was fortunate enough to have some clients assist me with research into meditation with them. One very special lady allowed me to follow the meditation process up until her final days. This is her story. We found we had a connection right from the start, and that connection was ginger. She loved ginger bears. They are ginger jelly bear tubes that are useful for nausea. I loved them too, so she would always offer me some when I was caring for her. Eventually we nicknamed each other Ginger Bear. I approached Ginger Bear and asked her if she would like to participate in a creative visualization process, and she was open to the idea. We first discussed what her visualization would be based on. She loved the painting Monet's Garden and had tried to recreate it in her own garden at home. Ginger Bear dearly missed tending to her garden. Now she was terminally ill and unable to leave her bed, and had not seen her garden for over a year. TV, reading books, and visitors were her only escape, until we found another. The visualization we created was that she was a caterpillar in Monet's garden. This way she could explore every inch of the garden. On her explorations, she found a tree where she felt most comfortable. It was in this tree where she would finally spin her cocoon to emerge as a butterfly and complete her transformation from this life. We did this meditation about twice a week, more when we had time to spend together. Ginger Bear was able to engage in the meditation experience up until she could only give me a hoarse whisper of acknowledgement, and then just a nod. You may ask how I knew it was a benefit, and the answer came to me a few weeks after her death. I had been on holiday for a week, and when I returned to work, there was a print of Monet's garden on the wall opposite the door to the room that she had been in during her stay with us. I might mention that no one knew what her meditations had been about. Apparently, the department head had been given a donation and had bought some prints to brighten the corridors. They just felt Monet's garden print looked good outside that room. This was enough evidence for me. I knew I had made a difference to her dying experience. There were many other occasions where I assisted those in need with meditation. One man told me the staff at the hospice were all very nice and caring. They could assist in many ways, but none of them could tell him how to die. We spoke about what he used to like to do, and he told me that he loved the beach and missed swimming in the sea. So a few nights later we did a visualization where he was swimming in the sea to reach a beautiful sunset in the far-off distance. Later that morning he had completed his journey. I feel many people could assist their loved ones in this way. Visualization is also a form of escapism, and for the person just lying in the bed and their loved ones standing by, often feeling helpless, not knowing what to say or do, it can become a valuable and often informative tool. It bridges the gap between those present and strengthens the feeling of togetherness. What better way than to find out what that person used to like to do, or remember what they used to like to do, then guide them in a visualization. One lady just wanted to sit on a bench at the beach, feeling sand between her toes whilst feeding the seagulls. Another man wanted to play cricket for one last time. It's an easy process. It's just finding their story, then telling it back to them, so they can relax and experience it with you, or just lie there with a beautiful memory. A light hand or foot massage, or rubbing the third eye area gently, can help you feel connected to your loved one at this time. Creative visualization doesn't have to be a practiced thing to be of benefit. You can start to apply it at any time in life. There are those that feel meditation should just be silently going within, doing breath work or repeating a mantra. It has been my experience that these methods, although of great benefit to some, are not ideal for others. These practices did not work well for me, not as well as creative visualization. In the beginning, I could not still my mind for long enough to feel the benefit. I have since learnt to still my mind after many years of practicing meditation and yoga. A visualization is different. It allows you to escape to another realm whilst having an effect on the mind and body. Anyone of any age can be engaged and feel the benefit. Many people have stories where they have felt the benefit from creative visualization. Beaten depression, healed from trauma, managed pain, lost weight, and the list of benefits goes on. Some will note a distinction between meditation and creative visualization. To me, the only difference is that creative visualization is guided meditation. Some of us like the experience of being guided, even until the end, and it is totally guided anyway when you are the only one inside your head creating the vision. Part 2. Experiencing and exploring the chakras. When you start to meditate at any level, you may notice colours appearing before your eyes. And if you discuss this with other like-minded people, they will say these are your chakras. Some I have spoken to will say you need to know what you are doing before you begin to meditate. You could leave your chakras too open, or you can't work with them because they are too closed, and that you need to ensure you close your chakras properly before you finish meditating? Did you make sure your chakras were spinning in the right direction? And so the list goes on. How can one just experience these chakras without having to worry about the rules? Chakra is a Sanskrit word which means wheel or turning. It is typical for chakras to be depicted as either flower-like or wheel-like. The term wheels of light is an analogy for the perpetual revolutions of the chakras. They are said to be the energy centers or vortices of the body. Understand that if you enter into researching the chakra system, it can become very confusing, because everyone has a different opinion on what it is, what it controls, and how you're meant to use the system. Most practices will speak of 7 chakras, but some only work with 5. Others, like Binder's works, view 5 major chakras, but will see those 5 as having multiple layers, and will also refer to over 100 minor chakras within the body, as well as chakras that are external, extending to the universe. To spin or not to spin is another area that could literally leave you in a spin. There are numerous descriptions of the major chakras and the direction they rotate or spin. Some practices state that male and female chakras spin in different directions. One might question that in this day and age, what defines a male from a female? Some may not identify with the mainstream notion of gender. So where to from here? It is my belief that healing and well-being must start from within, and that no one person is the same. Only you can know your body and how you feel if your chakra is spinning this way or that. My advice would be to experiment and see what feels right for you. In other words, if it feels good, do it, or just be yourself. Relax and see what your body does for you. I personally think that colour looks more powerful when it is bright, and most of my visualizations that I use colour in will see it as bright. But if you want to see it in a pastel hue because that feels right for you, then this is how you should view it. It is my belief that energy is movement, so I do feel that chakras need movement of some sort to be giving the body energy. So what is the function of these chakras or energy centers? The tantric perspective is that there are 7 wheels of light, each with a specific function. The most important being the heart, with 3 above and 3 below. The upper have to do with intellect and spirituality, and the lower deal with base human needs and emotions. The heart balances the spirit with flesh. To follow is some data I've collected to assist you with the chakra system. The information has been gleaned from many sources. The root chakra. Its colour is red. Area of location is the base of the spine or just below. Emotionally, it acts with passions, confidence and fears. The gland is the adrenal gland. Psychologically, it deals with survival, vitality, reality, grounding, security, support, stability, sexuality, individuality, courage and impulsiveness. Physiologically, there we got it in the end, is skeletal, bones, legs, teeth, large intestine, prostate, bladder, blood, circulation, lymphatic, elimination, smell and the nose. Moving up to the sacral chakra, its colour is orange, and its area is just below the navel, between the hips, or some say behind the navel. The emotions that it affects are desires, relieves emotional repression, strengthens willpower, relieves stress, relieves frustration, balances moods and balances emotions. The gland its effect is on is the gonads, or the reproductive system. Psychologically, it has to do with feelings, emotions, intimacy, procreation, polarity, sexuality, confidence, sociability, freedom, movement, and sexual energy. Physiologically, the ovaries, testes, womb, kidneys, urinary tract, lower back, skin, spleen, gallbladder. It recharges the aura and has to do with the taste and tongue. Moving up further, we find the solar plexus. Its colour is yellow. Its location is just above the navel or just below the sternum. The emotions it impacts are purpose. It strengthens willpower, ego, power, and creativity. The gland is the pancreas. Psychologically, it's linked to will, knowledge, wit, laughter, mental clarity, humour, optimism, self-control, curiosity, awareness, and power. Physiologically, it deals with the skin, muscles, digestive system, sight, eyes, liver, stomach, diaphragm, nervous system, and the small intestine. Moving up to the heart chakra, which its colour can be green or pink, it's located in the centre of the chest, the heart centre. Its emotions are balance, love, compassion, devotion, and empathy. The gland it acts with is the thymus gland. Psychological links, spiritual inclinations, relationships, love, self-love, acceptance, self-control, guilt, forgiveness, harmony, peace, renewal, and growth. Physiologically, lungs, heart, bronchia, arms, hands, respiratory, hypertension, hypotension, muscles, blood, circulation, immune system, and the sense of touch. Moving on to the throat chakra, where the colour is blue, royal blue, or sky blue, and the location is the throat, near the Adam's apple, where the swallowing reflex is. Emotions here are expansion and healing, and the gland is the thyroid gland. Psychologically, it's linked to expression, creativity, inventiveness, achievements, communication, self-expression, wisdom, trust, speech, planning, organisation, and caution. Physiologically, it's linked to metabolism, the larynx, speech, hearing, ears, mouth, jaw, parathyroid, neck, shoulders, and perspiration. Moving up to the third eye area, colour is indigo, purple, or cobalt blue. The location is the middle of the forehead, between the brows or just above. The emotion here is intuition. The glands are the pituitary and the pineal gland, or pineal. Psychologically, it's linked to discovery, development of the soul body, enlightenment, extrasensory perception, psychic abilities, self-realization, perception, release, understanding, memory, and fearlessness. Physiologically, it's connected to the cerebellum, the forebrain, autonomic nervous system, heals the etheric body or the aura, the ears, sinuses, eyes, and the nose. So now we'll move up to the last chakra, which is the crown chakra. Its colour is violet, or it's multi-hued or crystal or white. The location is the top of the head, most say about 2 inches above the top of the head, the crown of the head. Emotionally, it governs all other chakras. The gland is the pituitary and all the endocrine glands. Psychological links are wisdom, inspiration, charisma, awareness, higher self, enlightenment, spiritual wisdom, dissolves deep-seated repressions, increases pain tolerance. Physiologically, it works with the organs within the head and torso, the upper brain, cerebral cortex, cerebellum, central nervous system, hair growth and condition, and the top of the head. These are just to list a few, just to give you an idea. Every day we stimulate our chakras in one way or another. Through positive thought, the sun, food, visualization, gems and crystals, colour bathing, aromatherapy, music and dance, toning and sounds, colour tonations, solarized water, clothing, and art and colour. If you're interested in any of the mentioned methods, you might like to research them yourself. There's a lot of information out there about how to stimulate your chakras. So I hope you've enjoyed this first podcast, and join me next time. Please remember to like and subscribe, as this helps me to continue. Thank you for listening.